Hi all, right back with some more RAF Eagle. See if I can keep this going. Yeah, I feel like I'd like to get to the end of this. I'd like to start something new, although I'm still not 100% sure what that is going to be. See, I got a new magazine game recently. What is it? With Centrifugal Offensive, one of the World at War ones. And I got this because I've been looking at possibly the Midway Solitaire that just came out, deluxe version of that. I think it's the same designer. It's that Joseph Miranda, I think. He does a lot of the magazine games. So I think he originally designed Midway Solitaire, and that was in World at War as well, but it's not really easy to get hold of now. But they brought out a deluxe version out with a mounted map and whatever. So I kind of fancied that, because obviously they're both solitaire games. And the Midway Solitaire is playing from the Allied perspective, the US. Well, actually, no, Allies. I think it's in the Pacific, so there's British and Indian probably. Well, I don't know how deep that one gets. I mean, I'm comparing it to Empire of the Sun, but obviously Empire of the Sun's more, you know. You know what? How they call them, tactical games, strategic games, depending on the size, operational. I don't know kind of how all that works, honestly. Yeah. It is dependent on how deep you're looking into it, I think, how close you're getting in, I think, something like that. Anyway, and the Centrifugal Offensive one is playing from the Japanese point of view. So, yeah, it looks quite interesting. It wasn't terribly expensive, I think that's why I just ended up going for it. So yeah, I might have a go with that. And of course, I've been talking about Fields of Fire. I just know there's a lot. I have went and posted a question on the forums, try to find the best way to get back into it again, where to look. A couple of guys gave a couple of pointers of what stuff to look at, and obviously there's been a lot more up-to-date videos for it as well, more recent videos, so it probably could do with watching a few of them back, but it's not going to be easy to step right back. Well, I say that. I mean, I actually think it could be one of these games where you could be able to set up and start playing again if you've played it before. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be long before I'm looking for rules and looking on BGG and whatever. Anyway, but I still think there is a bit of this game to go, to be honest. I was looking at the conditions for the sort of victory, and although I'm not quite keyed up on how it all goes, wobbling about there a bit, hang on, that's better. Now I've moved my lamp again, try to get something a wee bit different, try to avoid glare, because I found when I was playing a bit of that obsession, I moved the lamp behind the board, so it's, well, it's there, the lamp. So we're sort of in front, and I think that's a better way to avoid the sort of glare that you get. So hopefully it still comes through, and I've just got that lamp on, but it's daylight just now, so we're getting some natural light. And yeah, and I looked at the conditions, and it's something to do with we want the sea line preparation to flip over to become active, and then we want to move past that time, something like that. But every time this moves, these are victory point conditions that you need to achieve. Yeah, you know what? I need to open the page again and look at it again, because there's a bit more to it than just that. But I suppose, well, we're still what, 1, 2, 3, probably about 4 days away from reaching this, I would think. If you think about it, say we move on an average of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Could actually be 5. So there's still another 5 days worth of raids to go. And I must admit, I think if I wasn't recording this, I think I would probably be saying, right, I think I've just about had enough. I did feel at the beginning that things might, that might be a bit repetitive, and then then I thought, well, it's not really, you're making different things, but I don't know. I think I maybe return to that thought and feel that it is a little bit samey once you've set up your raids. And I should be putting a lot more effort into making my raids, and there I messed up my fighters in the last one, didn't I? Because I didn't leave enough time, so I'm going to make sure I don't do that. But yeah, it would be a shame just to abandon the game. It's just that I know it's going to drag on a lot more, so well, just 5 minutes in, Grant, and you just get on with it, start doing things. I mean, it's quite good once you've got the raids out, and you can go through them quicker. And I'm going to start trying to do that a bit, because I mean, I should be able to get through a whole day's worth of raids, and you know, I mean, there's a chance I could put it into like maybe 2 parts. I don't think I could get all into 1 part, and if I just shut up a bit and I go on with it, you know. Right, let's go. Right, there was a couple of errors I noticed, so hopefully I caught them, and hopefully they were the only ones. I'm just going to have to go and remind myself what the first one was, because it was giving us a victory point back, I think. Give me a sec. Yeah, right, there was a couple of things I got wrong. Well, hopefully just the 2 that I noticed, and that's that. And I've made a comment at the beginning of not the last video actually, I've got part 25 still to just review. So yeah, I've not even looked at that, forgot about that. This is part 24, I've put it in the heading, but I've already done part 25, so I've already finished the day, and obviously this is moving on to a new day. So it was, I got a comment, Unit 2ZG76 is a B selector and should have only suffered an abort result. I've already completed the day, but we'll fix this at the beginning of the next day. Yeah, what it was, I looked back on it and I just assumed, I don't know, I picked it as a C when it was in the, whether it was the bomber box or the hunt box. I can't remember exactly. So it wouldn't have been a light loss. Unit 2ZG, what is that? Is that a bomber? Yeah. You probably should have just went back and looked at the video, Grant. Hang on. Okay, no, I found it. It's an ME110. 2ZG76. It's that one there. Like I say, I classed that as a late loss. So I would have gave myself a loss of a victory point there, right? And we need all we can get, as you can see. I'm only on -1. So I'm going to take that back. And I'm also going to take back the fighter replacement point, because obviously I would have used one of them to bring it back out the light loss box, and it shouldn't have been in the light loss box. So yeah, a wee fix to help myself a little bit, but as I'm sure you're all aware, I fix things to hurt me, so it's only fair I think I should, if I spot a fix that I can fix easy enough, and that wouldn't have affected the end of play, because this unit, well, no, it wouldn't, because this unit was in the light, this unit was in the light loss box, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been up in the clock space, but unavailable for me to use. So and I'm able to just fix it by adjusting victory points and replacement points. So all good there, right? And then the other one, which I just noticed just before I finished off reviewing the video, was for some reason we had the squadron turnaround, and I took unit, now it's 501 there, it's there, 711. So it was here. Obviously they're back in their sectors now, and he was in the land box, and then we had the squadron turnaround, and there was 3 other units, I think one in here and 2 along here somewhere, that were in the rearm box, and admittedly they should have came out on the map. However, because it was just it's a one-time advanced squadron turnaround from the event card, this unit should have actually went from the land box into the rearm box. And I, for some strange reason, dragged them back onto the out into the map. So I was like, right, okay, I mean, might not be a big deal. Probably going to have to let that one go. But it was strange. What then proceeded was we done our bombardment. We hit 711. So, and then we got 2 points of damage. And because it was airfield, you do the dispersal and the reduction in replacement points. So I'm like, so this was the only guy that was sitting in this sector, and I was like, oh, that's great. We can now move him back to the rearm box. So he went back. Or was it? No, it was the land box he goes to. So he went back to the land box. So he's slightly worse off. But it then didn't matter because then they just came back out onto their sectors. And I thought, oh, is that going to affect the replacement points? But it wasn't. There was 3 units in there. Now, he should have been there, but there was still 2 in the land box. So we were able to still reduce the points by 2. And the fact I reduced Hurricane and Spitfire because there was a Hurricane and there was 2 Hurricanes and 1 Spitfire in here, but obviously one of the Hurricanes should have been in here. Oh no, but he would have came back. He would have came back, wouldn't he? Yeah. So he would have came back in the land box anyway. So it would have been exactly the same. Because when you do that dispersal, you move in and from the sector to the land box, and then you look at the rearm box and move them to the land box. So it would have been the same. Although I'm not convinced. Hopefully somebody can make comment on. We had 3 units, 2 Hurricanes and a Spitfire, and I was able to do 2 points of dispersal damage. And I hummed and hawed about should it be 2 Hurricane points or should it be 1 of each, the way it was written in the rules. But I'm starting to think now it maybe should have been Hurricane, because it says use the first point as Hurricanes, then Spitfires, then Blenheims. So fair enough, for the first hit we do that, and then for the second point of damage I've then jumped to the Spitfire, and maybe because the fact that there's 2 Hurricanes there, it should have been 2 Hurricane points. So yeah, if somebody's got a comment on that and can put me right on that one, then I could make obviously a slight adjustment by putting Spitfire's points up 1 and reducing Hurricane points by 1. Probably not a huge big deal, but I still like to play these things right. So let me know what you think, if you think you know the answer to that one. Right, okay, that was that. So let's go. Right, German night raid planning. Right, we're starting to, well, not really. No, we're missing 4 fighters this time, because we had a lot of losses. It must have ended up with they four fighters were obviously in the heavy loss box, so now they're in the light loss box. We did lose another Ju-87, or 2 maybe. There's 4 in there. Sorry, 2 in the light, and obviously they don't come out again. So we're 4 bombers down. We still have the event that allows us to use Luftwaffe 3 as Luftwaffe 2. So I think I'm just going to go for the same. Well, actually, I'm saying I'm going for the same again. What are we at? Well, the priorities didn't change, did they? So our priorities are city is low and industry is low. So it is 2 to 4 bombers. I'm just going to go with the 4 bombers again. Yeah, it makes more sense taking 4 main and less just having 2 because you're struggling with the amount of bombers. So we're going to take I can't use Ju-87s, no. So it's the Heinkels is probably the ones I want to use, isn't it? So I'm going to take them from Luftwaffe 3. I'll go for an A, 2 Bs and a C. Right. Okay, so I'm going to assign 4 Heinkels to Luftwaffe 3 in night raid, and still use this 2 of them. Okay, and obviously I've got to do that. If you're playing with the optional, you've got to have between 2 and 4 with the priorities the way they are. Right, that's first card done. Okay, yeah, still not fixed that card, so we're just looking at the victory point track though. We're still in the minus, so we are still getting 3 cards out of it. Yeah, it's quite a big section you've got while you still get 3 cards, so that's good. Obviously, if it goes into the positive, then you're down to 2. So we're looking for drawing 3 strategy cards. So let's get them out. So we have low level raid, secondary target, pathfinder. Oh, excuse me, pathfinders. I've not seen that one before. I think we've seen the other 2. So low level raid squadrons receive an altitude advantage. Oh yeah, we had that one last time, didn't we? And we made the most of that because none of the squadrons got in the bomber box. That was our intention. No, none of the squadrons even got into the hunt box, did they? They didn't respond, which was even better because they get a oh no, it's just a shift in the bomber box, isn't it? However, yeah, it's quite good because you get a 2 shift once you come down to bombing. Secondary target, we had this one back at the very first time, I think, so that's interesting to see again. All group and bombs secondary target listed on the target card. Raid eligibility for the target card is determined by the target priority of the primary target and the card's strategic value. Okay. Right, yeah, so we still look at that to decide things, but then if we put that on the target, we then target the secondary target instead of the primary. Right, and what does Pathfinders do then? Let's see. If the raid target is inland or deep, shift 2 columns to the right on the bombing table when bombing and do not apply shifts for clouds. Sounds pretty good. Total number of shifts may not exceed 3 to the right. This card provides no benefit against coastal targets and radar nets. Right, we'll need to keep all that in mind. Well, I know it says it needs to be inland or deep. We just need to remember the radar nets part. Interesting that it tells you there total number of shifts may not exceed 3 to the right, where it doesn't mention it on the low level raid. Shift 2 columns to the right. I know there's a lot more text in there, whether that's been that, but it's just maybe I'm just curious to why it stated it here and it's not actually mentioned it there, because we were in the position the last raid where we got this 2 shift to the right move, but we also had no squadrons came in at the bomber box, which is another 2 shift to the right. I mean, it does say that you can only shift three shifts to the right in the actual rules. I'm pretty sure. I know it says it on the actual charts. Bombing. I don't know. It does. It definitely said it in the chart, but it's maybe not stating it in the rules there. Where's the chart? The bombing chart, right? I would think. Where are we? Yeah, it says column shifts are cumulative, up to a maximum of 3 column shifts, columns left or right, up to a maximum of 3 columns left or right, and not beyond the 1 or 25 plus columns. So I mean, it does say it stated there in the chart, but yeah, I guess I'm probably just being picky, and it could just be that there's a lot more text in that card and they've not been able to fit that in, but they've had the space to be able to sort of remind you there. Okay, we'll go with that. Right, let's get these out of the way then until we get our targets and move on to the next card, which could be the time to get our targets, I think. Right, draw 10 target cards, but if Morning Haze is in effect, draw 8 cards and do not use the 0600 or 0800 time markers. Well, that is the case. We did finish with Morning Haze, so we won't be able to use 0600 or 0800. So our first raid will have to be at 1000, well, at the earliest. I'm pretty sure we do want to do that because you've only got, it reduces the amount of options we've got by 2. So we've got 1, 2, 5. We've only got 5 time slots to try and fit our raids in, and we're only going to get to draw 8 cards. So yeah, okay, let me draw the 8 cards then. Okay, there's our 8 cards. Let's see if I can get the priorities in the shot here as well. So we've got radar, industry and cities are all low, and ports and airfields are medium. So here's the first. We got a wee bit there. Fulton Airfield, right? That's one of the new ones, my guess. Yeah, I mean that's in. It's one of the ones that are deep, showing victory points ×2. So need to have a look at that. ME109s are out of range, but remember with our advanced rules we can use them and just flip them over. And that is an airfield. Oh, strategic value 1 though, isn't it? Well, it's not a minor raid then, because it is an airfield. Just yeah, airfields are what's it? High, yeah, high response, yeah. So high target priority. Sorry, so it's a minor raid. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And I don't know that secondary target there. We've got to remember that we've got that option to go for one of them box, which is a headquarters. So okay. However, just a minor raid though, so I don't know how that'll work out, because you're limited to the, what was it, 3 grouping, aren't you? Right, Southend, this is a city with strategic value 3. And that is a minor raid also, because it's city and it's low priority, so okay. 2 minor raids up to now, and we've only got 6 more cards. Oops. Hornchurch Airfield, well, we know that's a popular one. So strategic value 3, airfield, that is a major raid. And next, Southampton, industry this time. However, it says strategic value 3. Did I get that one wrong? No, it's the same, yeah. Southend City was strategic value 3. So again, a minor raid because it's industry. Next, Hornchurch Airfield again, strategic value 2, but that's still a major raid for an airfield. Next, Hornchurch again, strategic value 2, airfield. Obviously there's options for the secondary target on some of these. So, right, radar net. Okay, first time we've had a radar net in a while. Are we getting to do it though? Don't think we are we? Because it's only strategic value 2 and our radars are low priority. This is something I think that's yeah, not went well for us. You know, I think knocking some radars out would have been nice, but anyway, that's strategic value 2 and it's a low priority, so it's a no raid, so we're not bringing that one even if we wanted to. And last, Debden, right, that must be that's another deep one that ME109s cannot reach. It's an airfield. Strategic value 1 is a minor raid. Okay. This doesn't look amazing, does it? So I've got four minor raid targets and 3 major raid targets, all at the same Hornchurch Airfield. Right, let me have a look and see what I'm thinking. Okay, I've not got a clue again. I'm not going to mess about too much. So I went for the, obviously we can't have a start until the 1000 slot. So 2 Hornchurch Airfield first, that's the one with the Pathfinders, which gives us the 2 shift bombing shift 2 to the right. This one is a a minor raid. I mean, I've got 3 minor raids and 3 major, so 6 raids. Maybe I should reduce this to. But if I reduce it, oh no, it does give me more bombers. Yeah, it does give me more grouping by reducing it. So I'm getting 12 grouping. But the thing is, the 3 minor raids, I can only have 3. I don't know. Right, you know what? I'm just going to go with this. So this is a minor raid, and we've got the secondary target. So my thinking was radar net 7. Now this Hornchurch doesn't have radar net 7, so that's why I put that before it. These 2 have radar net 7 involved, and so does this one. So these next 3 raids, if we can do something to radar net 7. However, it is a minor raid. Now, hang on. If we put fighters onto that, is the strafing penalty for radar nets? I think it is, isn't it? Where are we? Yeah, it is. So, ME-109s would not contribute their strength, and bearing in mind that. Oh no, ME-109s can reach to there. Oh, well that's not clever then, is it? So, and then ME-110s only get half their strength. That kind of makes me feel like I would need a bomber in there then instead. Which I was just going to put well, I thought I was just going to put fighters, but that's not any good. Okay, well, you know what, I'm just going to go with it. So, and then a gap to Hornchurch Airfield again. And I don't know, it looks unlikely we're going to do anything in that radar net, so I don't know, the limit of having just 3 grouping is horrible. And then another gap here in this Hornchurch. This is a low level raid, which again gives us a shift, but it can give the squadrons a shift as well. And then another gap again, which I figure I've got to get, because I think I'm going to get fighters back. Once we reach this slot, I'm going to then have to put fighters on this card. Well, that would be on both of them then, unless I leave another time slot. No, I'm just going to go with that. These are minor raids anyway, so, and these are the ones that I've got the deep. One for Foot 2 though, one for Foot 3, and then these are the ones that ME-109s, well, if we do send them, we'd have to go reduced. But my thinking there is probably just try and put ME-110s and not bother with any bombing. But it does look like I'm going to have to put a bomber on this to make it worthwhile. So it's going to be a bomber. Oh no. That means I'm going to have two units in the close escort and 1 in the bomber box. Well, that's okay. And if I put 2 ME-110s, and maybe if I can select the elite ones, so if they do get down, it's unlikely they're going to get down into the bomber box and help out enemy strafe anyway, but you never know, I suppose. Right, doesn't feel like that's very good, but yeah, just so I get on with things, I think. Okay, so we've drawn our, well, it was only 8 cards. Let's say there was 1 that was no raid, and we chose to skip 1, I think. Yeah, anyway, right, I'm going to go with that. So, bomber assignment. Assign at least 1 bomber group in each raid. Well, we know that's not quite the case. We can choose not to assign bombers. But let's put bombers where we're wanting bombers anyway. Okay, here's my strange thinking. Starting with 3 JU-88s, Remember, we still have the event that enables us to do Lufot 3 onto Lufot 2. So 3 Ju-88s. Now we get 12 grouping. That tells you in the card, Grant. We've got 6 raids, so we can get a maximum raid size of 12. So with 3 there, we would need 1 channel patrol and 2 close escort. That's 6. So that gives us 6 fighters to start off. And there's going to be a massive response there, you would think. So I figure that they probably want, 6 fighters. And I'm actually, wonder if I should have cut a raid, made it just 5 raids, and then that would have enabled us to do even more there. I feel like I should have been doing something like that, but I'm going to stick with this. I just want to try and keep moving. So I went for 1 bomber here, Ju-88, so it won't need a channel patrol, but we will need 2 in the close escort. So I'll do the ME-110s and probably the elite ones, just in the fact that and that's the one with secondary target, obviously, so we're going for that radar net, and then Untitled Airfield, I've got 4 Ju-88s in that one, so that will only give me 4 fighters in the hunt box, I think. This one, Ju-87s, I was about to put them on this at first, because we've got to use them, remember, advanced rules and that. And then I thought, well, this has got the low level raid, so we can only shift 4 columns. This gives us a double shift. Is it a double shift, or maybe it's just 1 shift then? No, it's 2 columns, as long as it's not a radar net. So, but the low level raid gives us a shift twice as well. So I'm thinking I can only shift 3. Then I'm thinking, right, well, the clouds might take me back, but the low level raid also doesn't take into effect the clouds. But I need to put the Ju-87 somewhere. So, I mean, unless I put them on Untitled Airfield at the very beginning. I suppose I could do that. It's a bit risky, but because that's where the biggest response is going to be. But you know what? I think I might do that. So I'm going to switch these across. Maybe we'll get lucky. Yeah. And then that way, it seems it's just because it's a waste of a shift. Yeah, okay. Go with that. And then the final 2 raids are minor raids, so I'm not going to put any bombers on these. I'm just going to have to hope that we can just put 3 ME-110s fighters on them both. They're both at airfields. The deep part, VP times 2. I don't know. And the fact ME-109s can't go, well, we'll go there reduced, so I'll need to be careful. And also the 2 elite ME-110s, so I really want ME-110s for there that are not elite, because I think that's allowed. Okay, I'm going to just go with that. Let's just go with that and keep it moving. Yeah, okay. Moving on, right. We'll move on to our fighters now, I think. Right, so fighters for the first 3 time segments. So that's going to be the 10 o'clock, the 12 o'clock, and the 1400. So these last 2 raids I'll not put fighters on, and I should get stuff back. Right, okay, let me go and do that. Okay, gonna go with that. I was faffing about there again because I've got the 2 elites here, and then these are where I've got 2 of the Lufot 3 ME-110s, because I kind of need them to come back for this. That's the only Lufot 3 raid we've got. Yeah, okay. I've got 7 ME-109s here and here, and 6 here, and obviously this is just a minor raid, so right. Yeah, well, yeah, just going with that, okay. Right, moving on. Night patrol assignment, role in the British night patrol table. This has moved again. I was playing more Obsession again. Oh, and right. No, I'll not say that. Just in case any. I think you're watching this. You're probably not interested in Obsession anyway, but maybe, I don't know. Where's that come from? Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I've not set out my wee markers, have I? Hang on. Okay, so there's all our targets. First raid's going to be at Hornchurch Airfield. We've got another 2 to follow that. South End. Oh no, it's Walton, because this is the second target one. Walton radar net. Then the last 2 minor raids, Debden Airfield and Fulton Airfield here. Okay, so that's that. Right, back to finding out if there's going to be any night patrol Blenheims. So roll dice. Have a 4. So, and we are now on August 29, so it's in that second column, and we've rolled a 4, so 3 of them are going to respond this time. So 1 from 611, then 312, then 110. Okay. 611 is here. I would say 312 is the one up here, isn't it? Yeah. Here. And the last one's 110, which is down here. So yeah, he goes up. Right, so 3 Blenheims responding. We'll see how that goes at the end of the day. Bomb damage repair, again, nothing was damaged at all. We're hoping to maybe damage the radar net this time, but I'm not really that convinced because it's a minor raid and yeah, it's kind of hopeless. Okay, weather, what we got? Oh dear, a 6. So, broken cloud and low float 2, oh dear. And partly cloud and low float 3, yeah. Patchy clouds. Broken cloud, low float 2, patchy cloud, low float 3. Okay, that's done. And on we go. Right, let's get the raid down. Okay, there's our first raid of the day, Hornchurch Airfield. Yeah. Actually, I picked this one first because this is the one that doesn't have radar net 7, but which is the one that we're going to try and do something to. Yeah, good luck with that, I think, Grant. And then we have this Pathfinder, so if the raid target is inland or deep, this is inland, so shift 2 columns to the right in the bombing table when bombing, and do not apply shifts for clouds, which is quite good because we're broken clouds. Total number of shifts may not exceed 3 to the right. This card provides no benefit against coastal targets and radar nets. Right, okay, so good. And this is where I decided in the end to put the JU-87s, so whether that's clever or not as well, I don't know. We do have quite a force of fighters though to protect us, hopefully, so because there's more than likely going to be a large response here, you would think, the first raid of the day, and they have, yeah, nothing in the white loss box, or, you know, so. Right, so raid detection, let's keep it low please. It's a 2, that'll do. Right, no, we don't need a chart for this one, it's on the cards and it's on the map, I mean. Right, so a 2 to start us with, and what is the OCV? Well, that goes clear, patchy, broken, so it's the third one along, which is a 3, so that's 5. 2 radar nets is another 4, taking us to 9. And yeah, grouping we have 12, don't we? 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's going to be another +4, isn't it? So it's 13. Oh, it's still early. Damn it. I think the early, that's the bit we didn't want. We didn't want early. Look at either side of that is sufficient. Yeah. That kind of thing's right. It started with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 to 13 grouping. It's 13. Yeah. It is what it is. Early and poor. So no Spitfire race though. Oh, that's good at least. Now the poor. So if we get a poor result, we've got to determine. But if there's 6 or more grouping, and it's a major raid. So yeah. So it doesn't really do anything, does it? Being poor. Whether it comes to when we check for if they're going to come out the cup, I think that might have an effect. Okay, raid rendezvous check. There's a 5, that sounds bad. 13 or more grouping. No, we're okay because we've got 12. Ooh, yeah, it was the one before that we didn't want. Okay, we didn't want that to start us off anyway, so. Okay, so raid response. So there's what we're getting. I'll not bother going through it all. I've been there before. I'll just read them out as we're going. We do have quite a few green pilots, reduced things. So, right, no Spitfire race. So we're looking for 3 from 611, which we are getting, and that's our target. So, and it is an airfield, so these are going to stay out the cup. So that's 3 to start with. I think I might need more than a D12. Hopefully not, but we'll use a D20 just in case. So that's 3, 2 from 511. Yes, so we want 2 of the Hurricanes, don't we? Because there's 3 and only 1 Spitfire. So 2 of the Hurricanes. So let's see the one that doesn't come along. It is the C. So we're going to take the A and the B. Okay, that's up to 5. And then 2 from 711. One of each this time. The Hurricane is going to be the A, and then the Spitfire we're going to take. That's an R2, up to 7. And then 2 from 311. Yeah, we're getting both of them. Up to 9. 2 from 1 done, there's nothing in 1 done. 2 from 211. Right, this is where we've got some green stuff. So we've got to take one of them, I think. Hang on. Right, so that's 14.3. It says when selecting squadrons for the raid response pool, if a reduced squadron, where are we looking here? Yeah, it's 211, so there's 2 of them. If a reduced squadron is eligible, it must be taken. If more than 1 is eligible, only 1 is taken, even if this decreases the number of squadrons responding. However, our advanced rule says we can take 2, but I'm just thinking, I don't think we should be taking them both from the same sector, should we? It said, it tells you here, Grant, 19.61, up to 2 reduced squadrons may be selected for the response pool instead of 1. The second squadron is taken following the same guidelines as the first. However, no more than 1 green squadron may be taken from a given sector. Okay, so we're only getting 1 of them. They're both Hurricanes, so I think we just randomise. It says, if more than 1 is eligible, only 1 is taken, even if this decreases the number. To choose 1 reduced squadron for the pool when more than 1 is available, choose from the sector that is listed first on the target's card's eligible sector chart. Oh, does that not fix that problem, Martin? Because it's saying that it's It says if two are in the same sector, take one of your choice. Right. Well, if that's the case, I'm just going to take the A then. And that stays outside the cup, remember. Yeah, just the way that's written there. To choose one reduced squadron for the pool when more than one is available, choose from the sector that is listed first on the target card's eligible sector chart. Which is what we're doing. I'm going through them in that order. I think it was a slightly different situation we had though, wasn't it? I think it might have been. However, we'll see. Maybe that one's brought something to light. I don't know. I'm just going to move on. Right, so was it 2 we wanted from 211? It is. So we're taking that and we can't take the other green one. So we're taking the Spitfire as well. So that's an R2, putting us up to 11. I think my calculation of more bigger dice than a D12 was correct. So that's 211. We're now moving on to 411. And that's got 2 green squadrons again. So I get to choose. So and we're looking for 2 here again. So I'm taking the one from B. I'm taking the B Hurricane. And then we take. That's us got our 2 green squadrons, and they're both A's, and they're both from the same sector. I seem to remember watching myself rolling a dice to randomise between the two. Both the same selector number, letter grant, and they're both in the same sector. What are you thinking about? Anyway. And then finally one from 111. Right, we can't take, there is another green unit there, but we can't take that. So, hang on, did I add my dice there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's us up to 13. So, yeah, we did need the bigger dice. And, sorry, one from 111. Yeah, we can't take the green one, so it's just between the A and the C Hurricane. It's going to be the A up to 14. And one from 212. And there is a Spitfire in 212. Up to 15. Well, there we go. 15. Okay, let's see if we can get any of them out of there. Now, there's 2, 3. Why is that 411 outside the cup, Grant? I don't know. I've got a unit from 411 that I've got outside the cup. Yeah, I took that when I took the green one, didn't I? So that should be in the cup. It's only the three Spitfires from 611, and then we've got all them in there. 3 Spitfires from 611, and then the 2 green units stay outside the cup. We do have 15 in total though. I've got to remember that the removal is going to be reduced by 2 because we've got 2 green units as well. Okay, right, where's this chart then? Here we go, this random chart that could do anything really. Right, so let's roll dice. Well, we're starting with a 6, so I don't think that can be good. Yeah. Okay. So 6, the date is going to give us a +1 to 7. I need a bigger dice here as well. Target sector is 11 group. It is +1 to 8. Primary targets are an airfield. +2 to 10. 10. And target is deep. No. Intelligence is accurate. Well, no. So this might hold us back. Intelligence is limited or accurate? No, because intelligence is poor. Intelligence is poor and raid is major. Yes, +2. 12. Oh, damn it. That's took us. 11 was low and 12 is high. Response. And target cards yet to be resolved. No, oh no, there is. There's 2 target cards in this time swap. So that's going to reduce it to 11. Superb. Which is a low response priority. And we have So war response, and we have 14 plus squadrons. So we're wanting to remove 7. However, that gets reduced by 2 because of the 2 green squadrons. So we're going to reduce it. We're going to take 5 out. It's still leaving 10. So what have we got? We've got 6 in the hunt box. So 1, just taking the 5 out here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Right, I'm going to put these back in their sectors. Right, well, here's 711. 311 here. That's that one. 111. 411. And 511. Okay, so still 10. So are they going to respond? You would think so, but hang on. Is this the poor one where maybe? No, I think it comes down to limited and I don't know. No, we're not rolling a dice here, are we, Grant? No. So squadron, it's poor intelligence. Is that right? Yeah. And it's a major raid. Squadrons in the pool are 6 plus. Oh, only 6 are going to come along then. Interesting. Poor intelligence. It's a major raid. And we've got more than 6 squadrons in the pool. It says only 6 will respond. Ah, well that's good then, because that's going to be 6 against 6. Right, how do we decide what responds then? Okay, I don't know, we've never been here before. Hang on. Okay, so I'm looking at 14.32 says, when selecting squadrons from the pool to actually respond to the raid, as directed by Raid Response Tactics 7.3, select a reduced squadron first and place it in the hunt box of the raid display reduced. So my guess is that they too have got to be part of the 6. And then once we worked out we need 6, it does say, so 7.4 is deploying squadrons. After determining British raid response tactics, take squadrons responding to the raid from the raid response pool and place them in the hunt box with the raid display on their full side. And then there's the exception about 14.32 which does target the reduced ones. So I'm pretty sure these reduced ones are going to be part of the 6. That's the way I'm seeing that. So we still need 4 more. There's 3 outside the cup. My thinking would be they would be priority though. So it says, if all squadrons in the pool are responding, place them all in the raid display. That's not the case. If some squadrons in the pool are responding and some are not, randomly draw the number of responding squadrons from the pool. Then return the squadrons remaining in the pool to their sectors full. However, surely if we've left them out of the cup, they must be a priority. Right, that was an advanced rule, wasn't that? That they stayed outside the cup. 19.64 Squadron Self-Preservation. If an airfield is the target of a raid, any squadrons from that airfield sector that you take for the pool are placed outside the cup. They count as part of the pool, but may not be removed from it, even if this means the number of squadrons removed from the pool is reduced. That's not quite answering the question then, is it? Because we're only wanting 6. We're not removing any now. Well, we've done the removal part. We're now wanting to pick out of the 8 that we've got left, 5 of which are in the cup, 3 are outside. We want to pick 4 of them. I'm gonna guess that the ones from the sector are going to be a priority. I think that's right. I'm going to go with that, but please let me know what you think of that. if I should be randomising between the 3 as well and the 5 that are left in the cup. To be honest, we just need one more. So I'm going to randomly take one from the cup to give our 6th. And it's a B Spitfire, would be. Okay, and then the other 4 are going to go back out onto the map, out in their sectors. So we got Hurricane from 711, 311, Hurricane, 511, it's a Hurricane, and 211 Spitfire. Okay, and I'll just show you what I've ended up with. There we go. Like I say, I picked the 2 green units as part of the 6 before anything else, and then I picked 1, 2, the 3 other 611 because I figured they should be priority 2. But I don't know if that's how that works or not, so let me know what you think. It's maybe not a huge big deal, but it's always good to know exactly how you should be doing it. And then that was the random one that I picked from the cup. So we got 6 against 6. So you know what? That's not too bad. Yeah, I think we can. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a big number, but we've got 6 grouping along with us. So as long as nothing horrible happens within the events. So Hunter interception. Well, we're equal. Grouping are equal to squadrons. All squadrons are intercepted and they're made in the hunt box. Good. So here's a raid event now. Raid approach event coming up. Now what was our strategy card again? When we get to bombing. Yeah, it's only relevant when we get to bombing, isn't it? So let's get a raid approach event, and I don't want a bad thing here. It's quite important, I think, this first raid. Clouds inhibit hunters. Ooh, no, that's not good, Grant. If the region has patchy or broken clouds, we do. All C grouping and hunt box leave the raid. Come on. Not fair. So it's just in the hunt box. Oh, these 2 guys are going away. Oops, that was on its reduced side. That Hurricane. We need everything we can get. Even more so now. That was harsh. I think, because things were actually looking like, yeah, I might be not too bad here. I suppose they've still kept the squadrons in the hunt box. Oh yeah, but it's a reduced amount of grouping, isn't it? That's annoying. I'm going to actually compare the results there just to see what would have happened if we didn't get that event. Probably shouldn't. It's just going to annoy me, but so grouping in the hunt box leave the raid. Yeah. How's it not inhibiting them? Come on. Yeah. Okay. Feeling a bit hard done by there. Right, okay, never mind. Right, next. So hunter attack. So here we go. So I'm actually going to have a wee comparison, I think, just to see what would have happened. So let's roll a dice. Please keep it low. Oh, come on. Right, I don't need to tell you what that is. Well, it's a 6. Right. Right, I need that chart and the other one because I still can't ever remember exactly how disrupt and abort goes. I think I would have had it by now. I think this 6 is going to be right. So nothing for the ME109s. We've got 2, 6, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 4 group in. So, and my comparison is going to be 20 against 6 group in, but anyway, it's 4 group in. 20 takes us to the F row, which isn't too bad. And just to let you know, if it was 6 group in, it would taken us 1 row above to the E row. So it was only 1 row of a difference. However, I mean, I think it's at 6, it's going to be the... So 6 for the F row is AAL. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. The L was the C grouping. How about that? So we've got a bit of a let off there. So we're going to abort all our A's and B's, which are going to go reduced. Unfortunately, that is not good. Oh no, I've got plenty. No, I've not. Ooh. Oh well, 2 of them went to the in-flight box, not reduced, but all these are going to reduce, which means they don't. 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh dear. I think I might have made a mess of this again. Oh well, you know what? The last 2 raids are only minor raids, so it might not make that much odds. I do have 1 ME-109 and 2 ME-110 still in their air bases. Right, okay. So no light losses for the C results, so that was good. Just to have a quick look at what the row above would have been, it would have been ADL. So not much difference, to be honest. It would have meant our B grouping went in flight, not reduced though, however, which actually, looking at this, might have had some effect. For the British, we have, unfortunately, we have a no effect result for their Bs. So it's A, no effect, D. So abort for their A's, which is, right, hang on though, we've got 1 that's reduced. So this one's going to light loss. So, well, that's good. So 211 to the light loss box, and we'll sneak a wee point there. And the other A is going in flight, is aborting, so in flight reduced. Alright, for abort. Yes. And their B's, oh, there's 3 B's as well, isn't there? That's a no effect. Oh, you know what? You know what the B result for the row above was though? L. So that would have been 3 light losses there. The row above was disrupt, light loss, no effect. And it would have only been 1 no effect. So they all go into the bomber box. And the C is a disrupt. So full squadron disrupt is, of course, that goes into the bomber box as well, but reduced. Yeah. Okay, well, that's what you get for rolling a 6. I mean, to be honest, some of the other results, if I got a better dice roll there, it would have made such a big difference. Ah dear. Okay. Right, next, that was the Hunter attack. How are we doing? We're on an hour here, aren't we? Of course, we had all the start stuff, so we'll get this raid done, and yeah, I'll just cut this and come back and hopefully get 2 or 3 raids in with the next video. Raid event. Okay. What you got for me this time? Raid target event. Cloud inhibit squadrons. Well, this is bound to help us. If the region has patchy or broken clouds, it does. All B squadrons in the bomber box leave the raid. Go on. Look at that. Yes. All B squadrons leave the raid. Go away. Well, there you go. Some karma. Eh? Just left a reduced Spitfire there. Ah, well, I take it all back then. Yeah, that was good. Okay, well, it was about time we got a good event. I've not seen one for a long time. It's all been kind of nasty. Right, good stuff, because we've still got the strategy card, the Pathfinder, so we're going to get a shift. I mean, admittedly, oh no, does that count the clouds? No, it doesn't count the clouds. Good. Okay, good. This could be all right actually. So, and now we've got yeah, if squadrons are less than grouping in the bomber box. So select the grouping to attacked, yeah, okay. But they're all JU-87s. So what I'll do is I'll select from if it's going to be one of the A's or the C's. Again, I don't know if I get to pick this, or I'm not sure, so I'll just randomise between an A and a C, right? It's going to be an A then, so they move aside, they're getting to bomb, no matter what. He's coming to join, and then their close escort will go with the 2. That's right, yeah. So they're not involved as well. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, if any group in bomber box are not intercepted, move aside an equal number of close escort, which was the 2 that we had. Okay, good. Right, and then squadron attack. Okay. Just the one Spitfire squadron. What's happening there? Is that me zoomed right on? That didn't feel like it was. Alright, okay, that is. That's fine anyway. So let's roll dice. Again, oh please. So 3, so it's certainly better. The combat strength is 9, but 1 grouping. So 1 grouping, 9 is away down at the H row. Ooh, there's an H in there and an L. So HLD. Oh, so it's a heavy loss. Heavy loss for another JU-87. Oops, sorry for the arm in the way. And a loss of 2 points there. And the Spitfire's a C. He's going to get an abort. Oh, he's reduced. That's the right one, isn't it? That's good then, right? We're getting a point back. So, reduced squadron with an A to light loss, full side up. So yes, we will get a point back for that. So that was handy because we lost 2 points there. So we're still hanging on to the minus, just -2. So only just. Right, bring these guys back along and we'll get ready for some bombing, hopefully. Right, so bombardment. And we've got, yeah, close escort doesn't come down, but we do apply a two shifts to the right, 2 column shift to the right, and we ignore the clouds. Do not apply shifts for clouds. Yeah, good. Okay, so we've got 6 strength, so a nice high number now. 6, we've got a 6. Okay, where's the chart for bombing? This is an airfield, so we've got a 6 with 6 strength and 2 column shifts to the right. This could be good. 6, 2 column shifts to the right takes us to the 10 to 11 column, and a 6 is an H. Bingo. So H is heavy damage, 3 points, 3 damage points 3 victory points, 1, 2, 3, -5. But there's more to come here, because airfield and industry targets may incur more than 3 damage hits on an H result. Roll the die again. If the result is greater than 3, the target incurs damage points equal to the die result. Otherwise, it incurs 3 damage points. We don't get any more victory point loss, so. At least I don't think you do there. No, it says the maximum victory point loss is -3. So, but here we go. If we get a 6 again, something happens. Well, let's see. Ah, we get a 1. Well, it doesn't matter. It still means it's 3. So the result, because the result was less than 3, otherwise, so it's still 3 damage points. And then this is where we get to disperse units. And we're in 611. There's nothing in 611 though. Well, we do have a light loss though. So we move from sector and rearm box to land box. There's none of that we can do in 611, unfortunately. However, there is a unit up in the light loss box in 611. So we do get to reduce replacement points by 1 to the Spitfires. Down to 11. I think that's right. Yeah, it's kind of unlikely you're going to get... I suppose later on in the day you might get a better result from the likes of that. Something to think about, right enough. Maybe keep your airfields for later in the day when you get some light losses and some units in the rearm box and that. Yeah, never thought about that really. Okay. Well, that was pretty good really. We've got 5 points. Yeah. Not awful. Right, so I'll remove our group in. Well, to be honest, they're going in the in-flight box. But that was good. That's on our ME-109 and the 2 ME-110s that weren't reduced. So I think I might be okay with that now. The fact they're only minor raids at the end anyway. We can get rid of Pathfinders now. Strategy card and move on to the next card. German recovery. So move them all the group into their in-flight. From in-flight box to their air bases into the clock. Right, I'll do that. Okay, I made a mess of this again. And I don't know how I'm doing this. I counted it out that time. I counted it out wrong, obviously. Because I knew I was starting at 1000 hours. And I knew that any fighters that were full and went to the in-flight box, well, I'm saying I knew. I kind of thought they would only go to the 14. No, they've gone to the 1600 hour slot. Because that's 10, you go 1, 2, 3. That is right, isn't it? Full fighters to +3 in the clock and reduced to +4. Right, I knew that. So I've put them... They're now in 1600, but look at my raids. I mean, these have all got fighters on them. But once we reach 1400, I've then got to put fighters on here. Right, I've already got them. And then on here. And 1400, I'm going to have no more fighters. And I'm going to have to put them on both of them. Right, so, sorry, I'm going to have to cheat. And I don't like doing any of this, obviously. But I'm just not calculating it properly. There's no point me having raids where there's no fighters. I mean, okay, I do still have 3 available, but unless, of course, I had put just bombers on it without any fighting support. I don't know. I suppose you can do that. Never really thought about that. Right, I'm just going to skip on our time slot. I know that's kind of like. I mean, there's our new information. They're there possibly is, but you can see it's just been a blunder on my behalf. I think I'd done it way back in the first raid day as well, and I've just never got the hang of it. I can't quite grasp it, but it's simple enough to work out, Grant. And I must have just, because I was counting out and I was saying, right, I don't need to assign fighters until here again, so I'll be able to assign them to here and here, and I've just done it wrong, obviously. I think I thought these fighters were going in the 1400 box. I'm pretty sure that's what I thought. Actually, that should be here, shouldn't it? Yeah, I've just miscalculated that. So, well, I've done it now, right? Okay, that's me moving my fighters and the bombers back to their bases. Moving on. Right, clock check. There are, so this gets flipped, but there's one more raid for this time slot. At South End. Well, it's at the radar net at Walton, isn't it? So we don't have a squadron turnaround then, do we? No, we just go back to... Yeah, we go back to step 9. Right, good. Okay. Yeah, I can't understand how I can't quite work that one out. Played the game long enough now, so... Right, back to step 9, but that's an hour and 16 minutes, so yeah, I'll just wrap this up and where we go next? We're going to this radar net at Walton, yeah, to see what happens there. Right guys, okay, I'll be back with the next raid shortly and hopefully try and wrap this up in another couple of episodes, try and speed it up a bit, but I don't know, there's an hour and 60 minutes, we only got one raid done. Well, a couple of fixes at the beginning, and obviously we had the start of day stuff and whatever. Okay, I'll be back soon. Okay, cheers.